Hey everyone, welcome back to Glass Seats. This is Viddy.
And my name is Mrinal, and in this episode, we have to discuss NHL history. For the first time in franchise history, the San Jose Sharks have won the NHL draft lottery and will be picking first overall in 2024.
We're like the first time in NHL history the Sharks won anything.
They won some playoff series.
Okay, fair
They won
enough.
a President's Trophy.
Yeah, and how did that turn out? No, we're happy about this. This is honestly, legit in the past 5 years, this is probably the happiest moment as a Sharks fan. This might be the only happy moment as a Sharks fan in the past 5 years for me.
So since the 3-1 comeback against Vegas?
Yes, yeah.
This is the happiest moment?
Yeah. I mean, since being eliminated from the 2019 playoffs, it's literally been all downhill from there.
Yeah, if you guys missed the draft lottery, the San Jose Sharks win the first overall. Of course, they finished last in the standings, so they had the best chance.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see it come true.
Yeah.
The Chicago Blackhawks win the draft lottery for second overall, so they will be drafting second, which means no teams have moved.
Yeah. I think this is the first time I've ever watched a lottery where there was zero movement at all.
Yeah. It was odd.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of like, obviously the rigged accusations are still going to come up because, you know, there's the whole tie with Rick Celebrini, his dad, being a sports medicine director, I think, at the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah. So, you know, I was listening to 32 Thoughts this week, and they mentioned that Celebrini does have ties to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
The San Jose Sharks are lacking in top end prospects, and the Sharks are the only team in Northern California, and in a pretty, like, if you just look at like square footage of the country, they have a pretty big square footage where they're the closest team.
Yeah.
So Elliot Friedman on 32 Thoughts mentioned jokingly that if they were going to rig it for San Jose, this was the one to rig for San Jose.
Yeah. And again, obviously those accusations will always be there. Yeah. Those accusations will always be there. But, you know, it's hard to say that, you know, it's hardly to say that this is a hometown draft win or whatever, like, because I think he grew up mostly in Vancouver. He just lived a little bit in San Jose, right?
He is technically Canadian, and his dad does live in the Bay Area. I don't think in San Jose, but in the Bay Area. So if he does join the Sharks or the Barracuda next season, then he could potentially live at home. Yeah, which is cool.
Speaking of the Barracuda, do you think he makes the jump to the major leagues with how in shambles the offense is right now, or do you think he's going to take a year to develop? Like Will Smith, he went back to college to develop, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Given all the hype I've seen, he already played at BU, won the Hobie Baker Award at 17. It seems like he's pretty developed, but it's hard to say, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's developed. I don't think there's a world where he plays in the AHL. Yeah, I think the two options are he stays in college. Yeah, if he personally wants to, or he plays in the NHL. So, and you're right in that it doesn't make sense to stay in college if you are just looking at it from a hockey perspective.
What do you mean?
Like he won the Hobie Baker, he did really well in the NCAA tournament. Yeah, there's not much more he can learn hockey wise.
Okay, got it. Yeah,
but I don't know enough about him to say, you know, maybe he wants to study more. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of NHL players who want to finish their degree before they come play. Maybe he just doesn't feel ready to be a full-time hockey player and wants to be at least another year in school. Yeah. Maybe he wants to wait and see what San Jose does with another year. Right? So, and I think part of it also depends on Will Smith. Will Smith was a San Jose Sharks draft pick from 2023, fourth overall, who is also expected to come to the NHL sooner or later than later. Yeah. So I think they do come over together. That's the way it would make sense, right? Okay. Who really wants to play on a lottery team, right? You might as well play on a good team and be you.
I mean, Colin Graff seemed pretty interested in playing on a lottery team, right? There was a bunch of teams that were trying to pick him up. I don't remember which university he's from.
But if you're the caliber where you're a top 3, top 5 pick in the NHL,
fair enough.
Do you really want to play on a lottery team? If the difference was you playing there and the team being a lottery, or the team getting a lottery anyway and you getting to play competitive hockey in college, I could see you wanting to play competitive hockey, right? Yeah. And then you're just going to wait until the Sharks have enough prospects that they can start them all together or within a year or two of each other, right? Like think of Maple Leafs rebuild. Yeah. They got Austin Matthews, yes, but then they also got Mitch Marner in full-time, William Nylander in full-time. They all came to the NHL together, even if they were different draft years.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of a similar situation with Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews, where they were drafted different years, but they both really entered the team at the same time. It became their team at the same time. You kind of need that support. You could say probably maybe Crosby, Malkin too, right?
Yeah, so. I mean, there was some messiness there with the lockout as well.
Yeah,
but I think for the Sharks, the piece that's already there is William Eklund.
Yes.
So he's already there. He played a full season. So, he has some stability there. Now, if you can add Celebrini and Smith to this lineup, it looks decent, right? I mean, it's not going to be bottom of the NHL like we were this year, right? Is it a playoff team? I don't know. Maybe I think there's still some pieces that we need.
Yeah, I don't think this is a playoff team just yet. Obviously, we've seen it with Austin Matthews, as you mentioned, bringing the Leafs to the playoffs for the first time. And I don't even remember how many years, probably 2013 it was the last time they made it. But so it is possible. I don't think it's probable unless, a highly developed Smith and all of them really gelled together with Eklund. And that's not even mentioning players like Quentin Musty and Thomas Bordeleau that could still be there too.
Yeah, they could fill out the lineup.
Yeah.
I think what San Jose is still lacking is defense, right?
Yes.
They found somewhat of a goaltender in Mackenzie Blackwood. They also got Vitek Vanacek at the end of last season.
Yeah.
So depending on how that works out, that's still kind of a question mark as well.
Yeah.
But on defense, they don't really have some like blue chip prospects. They have Henry Thrun and Shakir Mukhamadullin, who they acquired over the past couple of years. But they might not be NHL ready. Yeah. They've tried them at times in the lineup. They've pulled them in and out of the lineup. Not to mention the Sharks don't even have a coach yet.
Yeah, so, that too, yeah.
They fired their head coach, Dan Quinn, earlier a couple of weeks ago.
Do you think that actually has something to do with like, hey, we have a high chance of picking up Celebrini? Should we build around him and have a coach that works with his system? Or
I mean, I think, do you remember early in the season, like October, November, Mike Greer had to come down to the team and yell at them to get them motivated? After they lost, like...
Right, when they got 10 piece.
Yeah. Right. That really should have been your head coach, right?
Maybe, yeah.
If you can't motivate players, why are you here?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So that could have been a key factor of it. I don't know who the next coach of the Sharks is going to be, but it's got to be someone who wants to work with these young players. And I think if you can confirm that Celebrini and Smith are going to play in the NHL next year, you might be able to get a higher caliber of coach interested.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, at this point, I was watching a Brody Brazil video where he was talking about, he's one of the, he covers the Sharks quite a lot. And he was talking about how obviously there's going to be coaches that, want to continue coaching for any NHL team. But now they're going to want to come to San Jose, right?
Yeah.
To coach Celebrini and Will Smith and, all these other high prospects. So.
And there's some big name, or at least big name recognition coaches out there available, right? Yeah. Gerard Gallant is available. Jay Woodcroft is available. Craig Berube is available. So San Jose has some options here.
Yeah, which is good. And obviously these are good problems to have finally. And let's talk about one major aspect too. There's actually a reason to go watch the Sharks again.
Oh yeah.
Even if they might be complete ass, but like I feel the need to actually go watch them again.
Like the only reason to watch kind of this year was Thomas Bordeleau and William Eklund, right?
Yeah. And now if you got like a great deal on tickets or something.
Yeah. But now you've added, hopefully I'm hoping they do come play in the NHL next year. Yeah. Celebrini and Smith.
Yeah.
That's 4 young players. That's a core that you can watch.
Yeah. Even if they're not good and they're still trying to figure it out, people are still going to come to the games to watch that. I'm going to the games to watch that. Yeah. Like,
are you ready for the first game against Vegas where Hurdle comes back into town? Has to face these Sharks.
I wonder how that's going to go. Because he did have to waive his no trade clause to go there. So
yeah, but I mean, he's going to get a nice little video tribute, all that kind of thing. That's all. I
think he's going to get heckled a little bit, deservedly so. But yeah, but yeah. So this is not just like, hey, San Jose might actually be like good again soon. This is like, San Jose might be like relevant again soon. Like the same way people were still going to Blackhawks games after Kane and Toews left because Bedard, right?
Yes.
This is like the Bedard factor again. So yeah, I'm excited as a Sharks fan, and even if we suck, at least there's something to look forward to.
And of course, everything is rosy in the off season.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens come October.
Yeah.
And we hope you listen to Glass Seats at that time and follow along for some fun discussion about the San Jose Sharks and their future.
Yep.
This is Glass Seats. Hit a like if you like this episode. We have 3 episodes out every week, so you can hit subscribe for those. If you still want more of us, we have an Instagram at Glass Seats Show is the handle. So you can follow us there for more content. We'll see you next episode. Bye.